Good morning, everybody, or if it's the afternoon for you, then good afternoon. A lot of English teachers do this in their regular classes, have a first chapter Friday, and so I thought I would start that for the rest of the semester. So every Friday or the last school day of the week, I'll post a video of me reading the first chapter of a book. And yeah, these are all ones that I've read that I really like, so hopefully you like them too. So the one I'm gonna do today, it's called The Dry by Jane Harper. And she has another book I really enjoy called The Lost Man. And so maybe I'll do that one as well. And the thing I like about this book is the chapters are pretty short, so you feel like you're accomplishing a lot as you're reading, and also it's so engaging right off the bat. So this is a story about a federal agent going back to his hometown after a friend of his is involved in a crime and he has to figure it out. The character development's very interesting. You really your heart bleeds for the characters, and her books are typically set in Australia, so I find that kind of interesting because you get to hear some of the slang and dialect that people native to Australia use. And so yeah, those are all reasons why I like the book. And the way she describes the landscape is always very interesting too. You can feel the drought, you can feel the heat. Okay, so this is The Dry by Jane Harper. So I'm gonna read you the prologue and the first chapter. It wasn't as though the farm hadn't seen death before. The blowflies didn't discriminate. To them, there was little difference between a carcass and a corpse. The drought had left the flies spoiled for choice that summer. They sought out unblinking eyes and sticky wounds as the farmers of Kiwara, Australian town, leveled their rifles at skinny livestock. No rain meant no feed, and no feed made for difficult decisions as the tiny town shimmered under day after day of burning blue sky. "It'll break," the farmers said as the months ticked over into a second year. They repeated the words out loud to each other like a mantra and under their breaths to themselves like a prayer. But the weathermen in Melbourne disagreed. Besuited and sympathetic in air-conditioned studios, they made a passing reference for nights at 6. Officially the worst conditions in a century. The weather pattern had a name, the pronunciation of which was never quite settled: El Niño. At least the blowflies were happy. The finds that day were unusual, though, smaller and with smoothness to the flesh. Not that it mattered. They were the same where it counted: the glassy eyes, the wet wounds. The body in the clearing was the freshest. It took the flies slightly longer to discover the two in the farmhouse, despite the front door swinging open like an invitation. Those that ventured beyond the initial offering in the hallway were rewarded with another, this time in the bedroom. This one was smaller, but less engulfed by competition. First on the scene, the flies swarmed contentedly in the heat as the blood pooled black over tiles and carpet. Outside, washing hung still on the rotary line, bone dry and stiff from the sun. A child's scooter lay abandoned on the stepping stone path. Just one human heartbeat within a kilometer radius of the farm. So nothing reacted when, deep inside the house, the baby started crying. So that was the prologue. And I think I'll just leave it at that, since I want this to be a short video, but very engaging right off the bat. Okay, so if you are wanting me to read more of this or have any suggestions for a first read, please let me know. And so I'll see you next Friday and I will choose a different book. I hope you guys have a great long weekend. Goodbye.